Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I am finally taking a look at the Terrifics number 3. So I actually really liked this issue. I've really enjoyed this series so far. I think it's probably the best The New Age of Heroes series to come out thus far. And to top it off, I think issue 3 was the best of the 3 issues to come out so far. So this issue was written by Jeff Lemire. Now they did change up the artist, which you would think would be a bad thing, and you know, it's definitely not ideal because Ivan Reis is great, but Joe Bennett did the pencils on this issue and I thought he did a really good job. In fact, I was convinced it was Ivan Reis. The first couple pages it doesn't really look like him, but then it really looks like Ivan Reis's art. So it's pretty cool, and you don't see the credits until the very end. So I got to the end and I was like, oh, okay, so it wasn't Ivan Reis. But Ivan Reis did do the cover, and the cover's really cool. I like it. Shows something from the comic. It's got all of the Terrifics themselves, and they are battling a war wheel, as you can see, and the issue is called War Wheel of Doom. So we start off on the first page, and it picks up right exactly after the last issue, which is nice. You don't have to figure out what happened in between the two. It just picks up right where they were. So they are now aware that all 4 of them are stuck together. They can't go more than a mile apart, and if they do, they will blow up. So it's kind of a silly premise, but it's also a good premise. It keeps them all connected and forced to work as a team, even though they don't really want to. And there's a lot of really good humor throughout this. It's really well written, particularly the lines with Metamorpho and Plastic Man, like these here, these 2 panels. But that's just one example. There's a ton of good humor throughout the issue. So they decide not to leave. They're going to stay there at Stag's mansion because he already basically stole all of Mr. Terrific's equipment when he was gone. So he's just going to stay here, Mr. Terrific is, and use the lab and the equipment. So there's a little bit of a back and forth. Metamorpho gets mad at Java. I think his name's Java. He's the caveman guy. But it's really funny because his girlfriend there is like, now, be nice, Rexy. And then you see Plastic Man. Yeah, be nice, Rexy. And Metamorpho says, watch it, Rubberhead. So anyways, they decide they're all going to stay there, and Mr. Terrific's going to try and find a cure for them. And in addition to that, you see here, Phantom Girl is talking about how she is stuck being intangible. So that's another problem for them to solve. And then we see here at the end, it's really funny, there's this big mess from earlier, from the last issue. So at the very end there, Stag says Java, and Java says yes, and Stag says clean that up. So that's kind of a running gag. There is a lot of humor. So the next 2 pages I was a little confused about because it says meanwhile in North Michigan. Then we see this Metamorpho-like creature come out of the ground and just totally attack this town and smash everything. So I don't know what's up with that. Oh, and when he picks up people, they turn into weird Metamorpho-like creatures. So I wasn't really sure what happened with that. At first I thought it was a dream sequence, because we go to the next page and we see Metamorpho there talking. So I really don't know. It said that it's happening meanwhile, so maybe someone's using Metamorpho's DNA and created a monster, I don't know. But anyway, he's talking to Sapphire. Basically, they're having a little relationship drama, which is fine. Oh, it's about her dad, Stag, and how he's aware that Stag's controlling and manipulating them, but she loves her father, so she doesn't want to hear it. And then we go to the next page. You see Mr. Terrific here working in his lab, and this is some more art I thought was really good. The art's just awesome throughout this. I didn't know too much about Joe Bennett, but after reading this, I looked him up, and his portfolio is really good. He's been around for a long time, and he's drawn a ton for both DC and Marvel, so I'm just certainly a fan of his work now. And this is a page I was convinced was Ivan Reis, but it wasn't. So anyways, she talks to him, and she's a little anxious about the whole situation, as you can understand, and she asks if they can get a message through to her homeworld. And then Mr. Terrific, being a grumpy guy, says, I'll see what I can do. Maybe Green Lantern can send a message for you, but I really am busy here. And she says, I know, it's just I miss home. And he says, yes, well, you're stuck here like the rest of us. You may as well make the best of it. And we see boom, and everything shakes. And they're like, what now? And then boom. This page is my favorite page. Great big page, really well drawn. See this giant war wheel coming at him. And Plastic Man, being the funny guy as always, says, holy war wheel, Batman. So then they take off and they attack the war wheel. Metamorpho and Plastic Man both get knocked down, and Mr. Terrific takes the lead as always, tells them to work together, not just try and hit it and be silly. And he is also working to take it down. And he tells Phantom Girl to touch the guns on it, because anything she touches when she becomes tangible is destroyed. So anyways, Plastic Man and Metamorpho work together, and they form this really cool thing called the Hardball Special, where Plastic Man becomes a slingshot and launches Metamorpho at the war wheel, and it hits it so hard it knocks it down on its side. So the whole team runs up and they destroy it, and Plastic Man turns into this funny thing and he says, go Plastics, go! And they're like, Plastics? And he's like, yeah, it seemed like a good team name to me. So anyways, it's just a lot of humor throughout, you know. Great art, good writing, a lot of humor. It's just awesome. So we go to the next page, and Mr. Terrific just wants to go straight back to work. Oh, and Stag is mad at him because apparently the war wheel was something he had been working on. So we don't know why it attacked them. My assumption is someone took control of it. In any case, Mr. Terrific's going to go back to the lab and work some more. Metamorpho says they should eat and take a break. But Mr. Terrific just goes back to the lab, and we get to the last page, and we see Mr. Terrific is really under a lot of pressure, and that's why he's so snappy, because he's trying to help Phantom Girl with her like 3 different problems, find a way to make it so that all 4 of them can be apart without dying, and figure out what this message from Tom Strong is all about. So that's all for now, because this is the last page. That's my only real qualm about the issue, is it is kind of short. Not counting the ads, it was like 18 pages, and I guess that's okay though, because it was $2.99, so it's a pretty good price. I really enjoyed it and can't wait to check out issue number 4. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Please hit the bell if you haven't for notifications. I post videos almost every day, so just check out my channel, you know, whenever you're bored and want to watch something. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't subscribed. And as always, thank you for being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.